Log into gyroscopeme.com, the hottest online radio station in the world. GS Radio all day, all night, worldwide. Powered by Gyroscope Media Group, LLC.
GS Radio, the best internet radio station worldwide. Providing the best in music and talk shows. Go to www.gsradionj.com and check out the best internet station in the world. You're listening to GS Radio Internet Radio Station powered by GMG LLC.
Welcome to episode number 404, 404th episode of the Rashad Mitchell Show, live on Gyroscope Radio. I'm doing Rashad Mitchell, coming to you live from UK from here. The Rashad Mitchell Show comes on every single Saturday afternoon from 2 o'clock p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on Gyroscope Radio. Back from again for another episode of the Rashad Mitchell Show, live on Gyroscope Radio. It's good to be back once again for another episode. Let's get into the college basketball. Put a conclusion, put a bow on the college basketball season with the men's and the women's. The Final Four is all over with. We got a new champion in the women's college basketball profession. Mecca is back on top for the first time in 9 years. They are the national champions for the 12th time in their program's history. Gino Auriemma definitely showing why he's one of the great coaches of all time. They dominate South Carolina, a team that was trying to go for three championships in 4 years. And Dawn Staley and that crew wasn't able to do it, man. They got blown out again. Remember, they played each other back in February during the regular season. They lost like 87-58. Got blown out, so it was like deja vu all over again. The second time around, the national championship game, where the stakes are much higher than the regular season game, and they won 82-59. Man, it just was a blowout, just wipe out for most of that game. The trio of Beckers, Fudd, and what's her name? Sarah. No, the first name is Sarah. Sarah Strong. Yeah, they were just dominant, man. They just too much for South Carolina. South Carolina just didn't have the same talent as they had in the past. Also, one of their players is entering the transfer portal, so that may hurt them. But South Carolina's still going to be, a team to be reckoned with next year. But when you look at Connecticut, they were just a team on a mission. They dominated this game. This game was not even close, especially in the second half. Again, Fudd, she had 24 points. Sarah Strong had 24 points, 15 rebounds. Beckers had 17 points. That trio was just dominant. And Gino Auriemma became the oldest coach in major college basketball to win a championship. And he's 71 years old. And again, this guy has 12 championships. This guy is definitely one of the all-time great coaches. They've been dominant. The Bible speaks for itself, going back to the 90s, 2000s, 2010s. They always been, that dominant team. It's just been 9 years since they won a championship, so it's been a long time coming, almost a decade since they won a championship. So they deserve to win. They're back on top. See who can knock them off next year, but they just dominant, man. You look at that trio of Fudd, Strong, and Beckers, three the hard way kind of thing, man. They just was dominant. They combined for 23 of the teams, 26 points, had a 50-39 lead with 3:21 to go, and they closed out with a 12-3 run. So they got started, man. Strong and Fudd in threes. They seemed to route the Gamecocks. That was it. And also, Beckers, Fudd, and Strong, they had made history. They the first trio to have 368 points That's the most by 3 teammates in NCAA tournament history. Or it's like, having 3 players put up that many points together as a trio. They put up the highest point total in NCAA tournament history. Only they surpassed Shamika Holdsclaw, Tamika Catchings, Samika Randall. They scored 363 points in 1998 women's tournament. And Galena Rice led the way for a trio of Michigan men, 366 points in 1989. So they set the record overall, men's and women's, as the best trio scored the most total points by 3 players on the same team. 368 points. So that's why they won. That's obvious. You got the talent that's the caliber of Connecticut. You're gonna win, but they dominate South Carolina. South Carolina was a great team this year. They had a #1 seed. Connecticut was a 2 seed. They got down there. Connecticut had a great seed, 37-3. South Carolina finished 35-4. But Dawn Staley and his team, there's 3 times in 4 years that came up short. They had a chance to have like a dynastic run. They're not a dynasty. If they would have won this shit, they would have been like on that projection of a dynastic run this shit. 3 and 4 years that would have been something special, but they was able to wasn't able to do that. They ran into a buzzsaw of a UConn team that was just wouldn't be denied this year. You know what I'm saying? So congrats to them. Congrats to Connecticut winning 82-59. They are the national champions. Again, deja vu over again. We talk about what they did to them back in February. They were dominant. They did the same thing. So it's like the match. This was like a mismatch. They couldn't match up with Connecticut because they had so much talent. And in that game, they went to South Carolina back in February. So when you look at this Connecticut team, their team was definitely a team that was talented. They were ready to make a championship run. Again, when they met in February, UConn won 87-58. So the margin of victory is what stands out when you talk about the Huskies beating South Carolina twice. It's been blowout city. The game has not been close. The margin of victory has been more than 20 plus points. So give credit what's due to UConn. You're back on top. You're national champions. Give them credit. Jim Oriema, one of the great coaches, his status is going to continue to grow as one of the greatest coaches in the coaching profession. College football, any kind of sport in college. This guy's definitely got 12 championships. And he's John Wooden of women's college basketball. Simple as that. So give credit to them. So that's all need to be said. Let's get to the men's Final Four. Had some pretty good games last Saturday, man. Collapses. We're going to say a choke job by Duke. We're going to start with Florida and Auburn. If Florida does it again, they know how to come back from deficit. This is nothing new. They did all tournament long. They did the same thing in this Final Four that just ended. We're going to start with the Saturday's game, 79-73. Florida beats Auburn. As Clayton Jr. Put up a big time game, 34 points. 5 of 8 from 3, 11 out of 18. Played an excellent game in the national semifinals against #1 seed Auburn. They beat them 79-73. You got contributions from Martin, 17 points. Howell has 12 points going off the bench. And he just, a phenomenon the way he does. I don't know what he's going to do at the next level. I don't know if is he a senior? Yeah, he's a senior. 6'3". He played in the NBA. The thing about him, he can shoot the 3-point shot. He can get to the basket. So we'll see how good he is. He's got good size for his size. He's 6'3". So we'll see. But this game was all about how boys just know how to rally and come back from deficit against. They did the same thing against Auburn. Auburn got off to a great start. They was up 8 points at halftime, 46-38. Then in the second half, Florida outscored Auburn 41-27. That was the difference in the game. How they know how to rally, come back from deficits. They down 8 points. Now it's not impossible to overcome that, but this is what Florida's been doing all along. Just know how to come back. They bounce back from deficits. Also, Clayton scored 34 points with 5 3-pointers, put him in deep great company with Larry Bird because it gave him the first consecutive 30-point games this deep in the tournament. You gotta go back to Larry Bird back in the '79 tournament when he was at Indiana State. So Clayton Jr. was the first player with 30-point games, both in the Elite Eight and the semifinals of the Final Four. Y'all go back to Larry Bird, did it for Indiana State in 1979. And again, they know how to rally, man. They did it again against Auburn. They just know how to get it done in big spots. Whether it be against Connecticut, whether it be against Texas Tech, Auburn, same thing. They just know how to come back from deficit and rally to get the job done. And they were able to win 79-73. It shows you the strength of the SEC with that performance. Again, obviously Auburn was part of the SEC as well, but this game was a good game. 8 lead changes, 6 ties. The first 11:02 to go. While Auburn had a 9-point lead before halftime. They had 46-38 lead points to the stats, but Florida ended its spurt with 11 consecutive points. There were 15 lead changes and 10 ties. It was a great basketball game to watch. I was able to tune in. It was just a great basketball game to watch. To get credit so far, they won that game 79-73. The second game was definitely even more dramatic as the Houston Cougars became a big deficit, down 14 points to Duke, and win that game in the final seconds, winning by score of, let's check the score. Go back to the score. A score of 70-67. They did it with the defense. They did it. That's what they do. They know how to do the defense. They play defense, excellent defense. Because Duke, they have a lot of power. They know how to score. Led by Cooper Flag, they know how to put points on the board. So this is a team that knows how to get it done offensively. So give credit to Houston for holding Duke to 67 points. That's not characteristic of them. It's uncharacteristic of them. For Duke to be, scoring only 67 points. They had a 14-point lead. And give credit to Houston. They were able to come that deficit, to wipe away the 14-point deficit over the final 8 minutes. The final seconds, they were able to get it done. There was a Tugger that had 4 block shots. They held Duke to a total of 1 field goal over the last 10.5 minutes. I'm saying that was the second lowest output for Duke for scoring 67 points. They put up more than just that. That's not their average. And for Houston to do what they did, that's what they're about. They're about defense. Now we get to the national championship game where they definitely need some offense to get the job done, but they fell short against Florida. We'll get to that later. But as far as this game is concerned, the Blue Devils just picked the wrong time to just screw things up and not get the job done. They 1 for 9 from the field. They had a stretch of that. It just fell short. Give credit to Houston for coming back, making plays when they need to make the plays, get the job done. So it was their first trip to the national championship game since 1984, which they lost to Georgetown. And that's what Houston is about. They're force-state defense. They allowed the fewest points this season. And for them to do that against Duke shows you that that's what they're about. So, give them credit for that. They won the game. They won a 9-0 run. The final 3 seconds. Cooper Flag looks like it's going to be his final games that he's really done. He finished with 27 points, 8 of 19 shooting. So, again, bad loss for Duke. When you up 64-55 and you lose, you got to find a way to capitalize and put the game away. When he wasn't able to do that, give credit. Here's Duke. They win. Houston wins. They advance to the national championship game. They held Duke to 37.5% shooting in the second half. And that was nearly 20% lower than its first 4 games of the tournament. So this defense definitely was legit. But again, they didn't do the same thing in that championship game. So it's like shutting down Florida, which we're going to get to right now. As Florida is back on top, 3rd national championship in since 2007. It had been a long time since they won the national championship. Going back to 06, 07, Florida Gators won back-to-back championships under Billy Dowling. Had guys like Al Horford on that team. That team was based on Joakim Noah. But now we get to Monday, they win 65-63. Again, come back again, rally again. Houston had a 12-point lead in this game, 42-30. And it's like days up all over again. Because when you look at what Houston did to Duke, was done back to Houston. You know what I'm saying? Houston had a big lead, lost the lead, lost the game. Same thing with Duke. Duke had a big lead, lost that game. So Houston got what's done back to them. They couldn't capitalize down the stretch, turn the ball over the last few possessions of the game. That's what that's the thing about the game right there. Had a chance to close this game out. Had a 42-30 lead with 16:24 to go in the second half. He wasn't able to close the deal. After Jawan Roberts made the jump shot. 42-30. Here comes, Florida. Another rally. Chipping away at the lead. Find a way to get it done. They got back into it. And it was like a close game, nicked and tucked, rest of the way. So that's the thing if you're Houston Cougars fans, that your team had a chance to close it out. Again, the defense is great, but you got to do something on the offensive end. And that's the thing that hurt the University of Houston, that their offense was bad down the stretch. Look at the scenarios, they just collapsed. Turned the ball over, couldn't get a shot off in the last possession of the game. Give credit to Walter Clayton Jr. He did a great job keeping player, I think it was Emmanuel Sharp, from attempting a three. Because that was they was trying to do. They was trying to go for the win. They wasn't trying to go for the tie, go in overtime. They wanted to go for the win. This is fine. You want to win the game. But the thing is that's bad about Houston is that they wasn't able to get a shot off. All you had to do was just attempt the shot. And give credit to the defense of the University of Florida for keeping that from happening. They guarded the three-point line excellent. They did a great job. They gave Houston a taste of their own medicine for playing defense. Defensively, they showed they could play defense also. They could lock down. And they was able to hold them to no field goals in that stretch. Turned the ball over. The thing is about that down the stretch, man, they just played terrible down the stretch for executing their offense. Can't do it. You gotta find a way to get it done. Get it done. For them to keep turning the ball over, not getting good shots, that's what hurt them. The offensive execution was not good enough. They fell short, losing by a score of 65-63. Give credit to Elijah Martin. He made 2 big free throws with 46 seconds left. That was huge. And Denzel Aberdeen made a free throw, make it 65-62, so they gave him a cushion. A great job by the defense. And Clayton Jr. didn't play well in this game. Give credit to Houston. They did a great job shutting him out. He did not do anything in the first half. He finished with 11 points. That was all in the second half. He didn't score at all in the first half. What he remembered for is his defensive prowess on Emmanuel Sharp in Houston. He stopped him in the middle of his motion. He tried to go up for the game-winning three. It didn't work out. Got stopped. He ran at him. Where the Emmanuel Sharp had dropped the ball, but he couldn't pick it up because if he did, he would have been caught for trapping. He watched it bounce, then Alex Condon dived on the ball and flipped to Clayton. That was all she wrote. All the Sounds and Gators are the champs. So it marked the 4th comeback in 6 March Madness win for the Gators this tournament. They led this game for only a total of 64 seconds. During the last 46 seconds of a contest that was up in the air until the final shot that was endangerable until the final shot that never came. So it was a heartbreaking loss for Houston. Will Richard had 18 points. Houston, they can't get over that hump. They eventually will get over that hump. They got to get some offense moving forward. They know how to play defense. But where's the offense at? That's the thing they got to look at and evaluate moving forward. Can they play some defense? Can they play some offense? And for Todd Golden, he became the youngest coach to win the national championship. You got to go way back to Jimmy Valvano. He's the youngest coach since him. When he won in 1983. And think about that. NC State, when they won the national championship, who they beat? Houston Cougars. So it's like deja vu all over again with that. Todd Golden, 39 years old, the youngest since Jimmy Valvano won the championship in 1983. Okay, who he beat? Houston. Become the youngest since NC State's Jimmy Valvano did it. He beat Houston. They beat Houston. Now Florida beats Houston. Young coaches. Valvano was young. Golden was young. Calvin Sampson, he could have been the oldest coach of the sample type. He's 69 years old. So give credit where it's due, man. How to come back, how to hang in there, persevere, and that's what Florida did. They were the national champions of college basketball. Congrats to the Florida Gators. And now the college basketball season is over for the men's and women's. So now it's time to move on to other things. NBA is going to be taking off. We're discussing that in the second half of the show. Crazy stuff, man, with the head coaching firing of Michael Malone. And that's crazy. I don't understand. But we're going to get to some sports headlines first. Let's get into that. What I see right here, the Volunteers of Tennessee, they're moving on from starting quarterback Nico Amaliva. I'm saying last name right. This has something to do with the NIL contract discussions. So they decided to move forward, move ahead, and no longer have him as a quarterback. He will not be a Tennessee Volunteer. Josh Heupel informed the team at meetings Saturday morning. They played spring game today. Sources said that Nico missed practice Friday, proving to be the tipping point. And this is what it's about, man. This is the state of college sports as in general. These student athletes want to be paid. They're all about the NIL. It's not about winning national championships, graduate, stuff like that. The college life to enjoy, but it's all about money. This is about the NIL contract. And Heupel, going to what he said, quote, said it's the state of college football. At the end of the day, no one is ever bigger than the program. That includes me too. So Nico notified offensive coordinator Joe Housley late last night that he was in the process of filling out his paperwork and planning to enter the transfer portal when it opens on Wednesday. Heupel and other staff members had been trying to reach out to Nico and his representative to Nobel after he missed practice and meetings earlier Friday. So there's been a standoff between the two sides stemming from this contract with the NIL. So this is like, again, college sports is like the NFL. Contracting and stuff like that. Trying to renew a contract extension. Sign a contract with a team. This is the same thing. This is over a standoff between the two sides about the contract and with the NIL. So the school decided to cut ties with this gentleman, and after talks emerged probably this week, he skipped practice the quarterback. Now they're aware that the representatives of Nico is reaching out to one school, other school, and that's Oregon. Because the representatives of Nico asked for his deal to increase to the $4 million range. And the Tennessee didn't redo his deal because Nico was making $2.4 million on a contract that was reported to be $8 million when he signed it. He started receiving payments when he was still in high school. Think about that. This money thing, that's what's hurting the game. These student athletes are going to go to your school if you pay them the millions of dollars that you give them. They're not coming, so they want to win that championship and be successful and be great for the pros. But if you don't pay them, they're going to end up leaving. Now this gym is going to leave because of some contract with the NIL. The total of the value of the contract would have been close to $10 million over the life of the deal. Now Nico completed his redshirt freshman season, which means he would have 3 seasons remaining on his next destination. So the spring transfer portal will open this coming Wednesday. He's expected to be the most notable player available. He showed promise with Tennessee. They went to the college football playoff. They were 10-3, threw 19 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They had a top 10 offense. Number 9 in the 16 SEC scoring offense last season. But this is bad. This is bad for Tennessee. This move puts Tennessee in a difficult situation. And Nico, for going up to this 2024 season because his departure hurts Tennessee. Why? Because they only got 2 scholarship quarterbacks, neither of whom has started a college game. So you're Josh Heupel between a rock and a hard place. You don't have no quarterback with experience. All this over some money. That's how the college sports landscape is about. It's about you want to go to a college, man. You want to, give them the money, give them what they want, and it's good for the athletes to get paid. But you gotta be satisfied with what you get, man. You can't be that greedy. So now you're gonna leave, and now you got 2 scholarship quarterbacks that Tennessee is left with. They don't have no experience, never started a college game. Make any sense? Another factor is the win over both sides that SEC rules prohibit transferring within the conference in the spring if the player desires to meet eligibility. That means that Nico can't go to an SEC school, and no quarterback on an SEC roster can go to Tennessee. They hope to play in 2025. So Tennessee, officials from Tennessee's the collective have already begun reaching out to third parties as potential replacements for Nico and Malik. It's crazy, man. It's all about the money. That's what it's about. Money. So redshirt freshman backup quarterback Jake Marklinger is in the driver's seat to be the starter for Tennessee Volunteers next season. And also true freshman George McIntyre, true freshman. And Tennessee has a top 10 recruit in Faison Brandon. It's a 5-star recruit, so the cover's not there, but they don't have no experience. It's all over money. That's what this is about, money. Money in the system, revenue. That's what he wants. That's why he's not coming back. So the move to cut ties with Nico is as unfolded as a classic tale of modern college football. It is. It's all about money, a contract, NIL deal, salary. That's what it's about, and what the quarterback demands. You know what I'm saying? Crazy. That's the first headline on my docket. Next headline is McKinney named in gambling fraud. United States midfielder Weston McKinney is among 13 soccer players being investigated for illegal online betting in Italy. A new investigation by Milan prosecutors stems from evidence given by Sandro Tonali and Nicolo Fagioli in 2023, while being served with the bans ruling out for most of last season after agreeing to plea bargains that also included therapy for gambling addiction. That's what's on the record. That Prescott says that hamstring is improving to play a game if I had to. That's what he said at the 35th annual Children's Cancer Fund Gala. Jokic made history this year for Nuggets. We're gonna get to the NBA. We'll say the NBA for second half of the show. Just gonna focus on other sports. Derek Carr has a shoulder injury. Status iffy. Could put his jeopardize the 2025 season due to his shoulder injury. The Masters raises purse to $21 million, with winner getting $4.2 million. So the Masters has raised its prize money to $1 million this year, making the total purse $21 million. It's going to be $4.2 million going to the winner. The total purse $21 million, with $4.2 million going to the winner. The winner also gets something you might find more valuable, obviously the green jacket. The Master will pay $52,920 to 50th place, incrementally less the other 3 players below that made the cut. The Masters also pays professionals $25,000 even if they missed the cut. Scotty Scheffler, he won $3.6 million last year. So that I'm getting to golf that much. It is. get into NBA in the second half of the show. I'm going to get some NBA right now. That's it, man. That's it for the first half of the show. For the 404th episode of the Rashad Show, live on Gyroscope Radio. Be back. Take 4 music break songs. Come back with more. The Rashad Show, live on Gyroscope Radio. Get into UFC fighting schedule. First and foremost, get into Major League Baseball. See what's going on with the league right now. And the NBA. The NBA season ends tomorrow. Officially ends tomorrow. The regular season ends tomorrow. Then we're going to go right into the play-in tournament. Then get into the NBA playoffs in earnest. Get into that. And also I'm going to get into my NBA playoff preview. Ask some questions. Present some questions about certain teams that's going to be in the postseason and what they capable of doing. I'm not going to give the answer, but just there's questions that are going to be on the docket for the teams that's going to be in the playoffs this season for the NBA season stretch. So get into that and close out the show. This is Rashad Show every single Saturday afternoon from 2 o'clock p.m. to 4 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Only on Gyroscope Radio. Be right back.
I was a piano player in my last lifetime. Now I write rhymes, sit right wine and let my light shine. Out of dark space, with the world on my mind like Scarface. Doing sex drive is like a car chase. More than it's the peace of mind I chase. Stakes are high, like my uncle is. We both got problems, he never confronted his. Under the bridge, I wrote some shit to stay afloat and paint a picture. Raw like the first coats, and my old man a note to keep his phone on. My little cousin know that she tricks her homegrown. Travel to a place sweeter than home. Listening to Nina Simone, repeat the song. To the sky, I'm keeping my palms facing the east. Actions, macing the beats, embracing the streets. My guy caught a case cause he beat his lady down. It's 2000, that ain't the way we lay it down. Souls get found and lost at the roads they cross. Many paid dues, but few knew the cost. I ran through the moss like Randy, touching down with God, close friends and family. Recognize the voice in the wilderness. Common sense 92 and I'm still in this. Time travel, time to hand up when I learn the plan. Jealousy, money, and pride can burn a man. Some walk, but never learn to stand still. Afraid to expand what they feel. I'm dealing with wakes, marriages, ATMs, Ericsson. Loud niggas that whisper carelessness. If we living in revelation, why should the people of the sun have to run? Talk to Esau in a year, he'll have freedom. He asked why I hadn't been to see him. Really, I ain't have a good reason. He said, "I'll get back what you receiving." In a race against time, I was caught in the same game as you. But long live places you've been. Time traveling. Time traveling. Time Yo, what's happening? It's the C double O, and I'm back again. Take this, and I'm back and then tell a friend. Places you've been. Time
Party people, can yo get funky? Suicide Force, can yo get funky? The Zulu Nation, can yo get funky? Yeah, just hit me. Just taste the funk and hit me. Just get on down and hit me. That body's getting so funky now, hit me. Yeah.
About the seats, make your body sway, socialize, get down, let your soul lead the way, shake it now, go ladies, it's a living dream, love, life, live, come play the game, our world is free, do what you want but free. We know a place where the nights are hot. It is a house of funk, females and males. Both young and old. For the disco, the DJ plays your favorite blast, takes it back to the past. Music's magic. Poof, hump, hump, bump, get bumped with some class. People.
Rock the planet, rock. Don't stop. Rock the planet, rock. Don't stop.
The soul sonic force. It's the big power. And MC Glow, we emphasize this show. We got ego. Make this your night. Just live it right. In my day, as the people say, live it up. Shucks. So work or play, our world is free. Be what you be. Me.
Rock the planet, rock. Don't stop. Rock the planet, rock. Don't stop.
You're in a place where the nights are hot, where nature's children dance and say the chant on this mother earth, which is our rock. The time has come and what for soul, show you really got soul. Are you ready? Hump, hump, bump, get bumped. Now let's go. House. Then you let your body. You got the body rockin', posh. Bounce and house. Everybody just rockin', don't stop it. You gotta rock it, don't stop. Keep ticking and talking, working all around the clock. Everybody keep rocking and clocking and shocking and rocking. Go house. Everybody ain't such a melody. Our vocals by the clan of a master jam. Get up and dance. Time to chase your dream. About to see. Make your body sway. Socialize. Get down. Let your soul lead the way. Shake it now. Go, ladies. It's a living dream. Love, life, live. Everybody say rockin', don't stop it. Everybody say stockin' and clockin'. Everybody say east meets sun sheet. Say planet rock. It's the short shot. Say planet rock. It's the short shot. So twist and turn. Let your body glide. You know the body rock and pop, bounce and pound. So hit me. Just taste the funk and hit me. Just get on down and hit me. Vampires get so funky now hit me. Other piece of the world. Spread the message of our world. Men, women, boys and girls. Hey, our planet rock is suburban. On it, you got the groove. Move, shadow, tattoo, shot, feel the groove. Feel it. Do what you want to, but you know you got to be cool and boogie. Out on the floor. Go down, bring it low. Close to the ground. And everybody just rockin', don't stop it. We gotta rock it, don't stop. Keep ticking and talking, working all around the clock. Everybody just rockin', don't stop it.
Welcome back to the 404th episode of Shot Mix Show Live Dust Radio. It's 3 o'clock. Eastern Standard Time. Let's get into it, man. UFC fight schedule. Got big time fights tonight. We got the main card, featherweight division main event. Got Alexander Volkanovski, 26-4. Diego Lopez. I think it's Diego Lopes, 26-6. That's gonna be the fight tonight at 10 o'clock p.m. Then you got the co-main event. You got the lightweight division. Michael Chandler, 23-9 against Paddy Pimblett, who's 22-3. And then in the featherweight division, you got the 10 o'clock matchup. This fight between Yair Rodriguez, 20-6, with 1-0 decision against Patricio Pitbull, 36-7. Most of these fights are going to be tonight at 10 o'clock, so you won't miss it. You get a chance to watch it. Before the featherweight division, we got at 10 o'clock p.m. Bryce Mitchell, 17-3. Gene Silva, 15-2. And at 10 o'clock tonight, light heavyweight division, Nikita Krylov, 30-9 against Dominic Reyes, 15-4. They got some cancellation. Welterweight Jeff Neal, 16-6 against Carlos Prates. That's going to be canceled. That's it for that. Let's get to the preliminary card. 8 o'clock tonight, you got Dan Ige. I don't know, saying his last name. Like, these last names just tough to pronounce. This gentleman is 18-9 against Sean Woodson, 13-1-1. In the women's strawweight division, got Yad Ezeana, 19-4, 1-0 decision. 1-0 decision, NC. I think that's what it stands for. Again, I think it's no contest. Verna Jandy Roba, the 21-3. They're gonna be fighting tonight. In the lightweight division, got Jim Miller, 38-18, 1-0 decision against Chase Hooper, 15-3-1. Then you got in the featherweight division, Darren Elkins, 29-11 against Julian Rosa, 30-12. That's a preliminary card. In the early preliminaries, you got middleweight division, Cedric Dumas, 10-2 against Mike Kell. Man, another tough last name with Dumas, man. Wow. I can't pronounce that, so I'm gonna skip it. He's 19-9, no contest. That's all I gotta say about that. Then you got the flyweight division, 6 o'clock p.m. Sue Matarigi, 16-7. Mitch Raposo, and 9-2. In the middleweight division. Middleweight division, Trayshawn Gore, 6-2 against Marco Tulio. He's 13-1. That's going to be at 6 o'clock in the middleweight division. And in the women's bantamweight, Nora Cornell, 8-2 against Haley Cohen, 7-3. You got a cancellation. Alberto Montez, 11-1 against Roberto Romero, 84-1. That's the cancellation, 6 o'clock. Right, so that's it for the fights, man. The UFC fights. Let's get to Major League Baseball recap. Major League Baseball is looking right now. The thing that stands out is the San Francisco Giants are playing pretty good baseball. Who thought that? Especially in that division with the Padres, the Dodgers, Diamondbacks. Look at the Giants. The Giants playing very well. They beat the Yankees recently, I think last night. Yeah. So let's get into the baseball. Right now we got some baseball games going on right now. In the top of the fourth, runs on first and second. Tigers are at bat. They lead 1-0 in the fourth inning. And then you got the Phillies and the Cardinals. The Phillies are leading 2-0 in the top of the fourth with 1 out. There's nobody out with the Tigers and Twins matchup. It runs on first and second. So they're trying to get get some scoring added to the 1-0 lead that the Tigers have in Minnesota. But the Giants, man, they may be the most surprising team in Major League Baseball because they're 10-3 right now. They play the Yankees and they're playing them in the series that's currently going on right now. They play each other right now. It's about to start pretty soon, 3:05 pitching. Will be the beginning opening pitch. Start at 3:05. So 3:05 right now. Giants are playing the Yankees right now on Fox Sports 1. Yankees are 7-6. The Giants are 10-3. Brewers play the Diamondbacks. They're 8-6. The Brewers against the 7-7 Diamondbacks. The Padres 11-3 against the 3-10 Rockies. The Cubs 9-7 against the Dodgers 11-4. Look at last night's games. Again, the weather's been terrible, in the East Coast, man. We live in the East Coast, especially in New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, area. It's been very, very bad as far as like rain. So in this matchup between the Yankees and Giants, it was a rain-shortened game. The San Francisco won 9-1, where Johnny Poole Lee hit a 3-run homer. Monte Wade Jr. added a 2-run double, a 5-run first inning that chased Marcus Stroman and the San Francisco Giants won 9-1 in a rout. It was shortened by, due to the rain. Like I said, it's been terrible in the East Coast with the rain. Big time win for San Francisco. 9-1, 9-1 win, 10-3. Who thought that the San Francisco Giants would be 10-3 and be playing as well? Again, got a long season to go. When you look at the way they're playing, they're right in the mix in the division with the Padres and Dodgers. Especially those two, they definitely have goals to win World Series. But this San Francisco Giants team is looking very, very good, very good. So you look at this team, they got up to a great start, 5-0 pushing. So probably Ray pitch before he threw a pitch. He got up to a 5-0 start. Again, like I said, the weather, not just the rain, but the temperature. It was 44 degrees. And after 26-minute delay, the Giants scored 5 runs before their first plate appearance, resulting in an out for the first time since May 11, 2006, onto Major League Baseball. So you look at the Giants, they're off to their best start since 2003. And the Giants were less than a mile from where they played across the Harmony River at the Polo Grounds from 1889 to 1957 before moving to San Francisco. And the Yankees have not been playing well of late. They have lost 4 of 5 following a 6-2 start. So you're not looking good. Key moments game obviously was Lee hitting his first home run this season on a single in the middle of the strike zone. So let's keep also the Giants, man. One surprising team in this young season so far in Major League Baseball. Looking good right now at record 10-3. The Yankees continuing on the series against the Yankees that we've seen today. The game should be starting right now. The pitch should be, right now. We'll start at 3:05. That's the thing that stood out as far as that matchup is concerned. The Mets are playing very good. The Mets playing very well. They won 7-6 against the Athletics. They're 9-4. They're looking very good. Pete Alonso hit a home run, drove in runs. Brandon Nimmo had a home run as well. Griffin Cannon pitched a solid 6 innings, right into the 6th inning, as they won 7-6. So the Mets are playing good back baseball right now. Alonso was 3 for 3, hit an RBI double off of J.P. Sears. In the 5th inning, had a sacrifice fly in the 6th before taking Jose Leclerc deep for a solo shot with 2 outs in the 8th. So that's his 4th home run of the season, Alonso. P. Alonso. And also, key stat is this, is that the New York Mets, who are 9-4 right now, were the only Major League team that hadn't allowed more than 5 runs in a game this season. It's the 2nd longest such streak to open a season in franchise history. So in 1978, New York didn't allow more than 5 runs in its first spring game, so that deals with the pitching. The pitching staff is doing their job. They're pitching very well to go get off to this kind of start where they have not allowed more than 5 runs in the game this season. Now they allowed 6 runs last night. But that's an interesting stat. That the Mets were the only Major League team that hadn't allowed more than 5 runs in a game this season. It's the 2nd longest streak open season in franchise history. I gave up 6 runs in the game last night. That gotta be a streak that's snapped. Gotta be snapped. Looks like to me. That's an interesting stat. More than 5 runs in the season. They gone that stretch. Let's look at the schedule so far. That's interesting. Because when you look at where they started, they gave up 3 runs to the Houston the first 2 games of the season. Then they gave up. No, they gave up 1 run, 3 runs, 2 runs, 4 runs, 4 runs. Then they got on this long winning streak against Miami and Toronto. Gave up 5 runs, 0 runs, 2 runs, 1 run, 0 runs, 5 runs. Gave up 5 runs to Miami and gave up 6 runs. That streak had to be snapped. Obviously. That's a good job by the Mets. Pitching. That's the pitching stat. That you gotta give credit to that. As far as that's concerned. The Dodgers beat the Cubs 3-0 last night as Shinibo, can't pronounce this first name, Yamamoto, pronounce his last name. He's got 2 hits over 6 innings. As Tommy Edman snapped a scoreless tie with a 3-run homer in the 6th as they won 3-0 against the Cubs at home. And 11-4. Cubs playing pretty good. 9-7 got a winning record. So the World Series champions have proved to be 7-0 at home. They're undefeated. Have beaten the Cubs, who lead the National League Central. They in first place right now for the 3rd time. They played each other open season back in Tokyo recently. So these teams definitely have been familiar with each other so far this season. Also, key stat: Shohei Ohtani went hitless in 4 at-bats with 2 strikeouts, snapping his consecutive games on base streak at 29, dating back to September 14, 2024. Despite the Dodgers winning. Let's look at the standings. Real quick. Toronto is 8-6 in first place. Yankees are 7-6 in second place. Boston 7-8. Tampa Bay is 6-7. Baltimore always at 5-8. This is a very mediocre division. There's nobody that's running away with the division so far. Toronto's 8-6. There's a lot of mediocrity going on in the American League East. Nobody's running away with it. You look at the American League Central, the Tigers are playing very well. They're 8-5 on the season. One of the best records in the American League. They're 8-5 as of right now. Cleveland 7-6. They won 4 straight. Kansas City 7-7. You got 2 teams that are terrible right now, in the White Sox and the Twins. Minnesota is 4-10. White Sox are 3-10. So you got 3 teams above them that are playing the best way they can play, 500 or better. Kansas City, Cleveland, and Detroit. In the American League West, you got 9-5 Texas. That's the best record in the American League right now. Texas. They're 9-5. The Angels are playing very well. Matter of fact, Trout was playing very well, hitting the home run pretty good. 8-5. Houston 6-7. Seattle 6-8. Athletics are 5-9. Yeah, Mike Trout is playing very well. Mike Trout. As far as going deep, he's definitely been hitting a home run so far this year. He got 6 home runs. 6 home runs right now. 12 RBIs. But he's only batting .208. Despite the home runs that he's hitting. He got 6 home runs, 12 RBIs. He hitting .208. His average is not that great. Strange. Okay. Back to tap back in. Let's get into the National League East. The Mets are at the top of the NL East, 9-4 right now. 1 game over Philadelphia, 8-5. Washington 6-7. Miami 6-7. Atlanta's 3-10. Milwaukee's 8-6. The Cubs are 9-7. The Cubs are in second place right now. We got 1 loss more than Milwaukee. So Milwaukee's in first place currently. St. Louis 67, Cincinnati 68, and Pittsburgh is 5-9. And you got a very competitive National League West. You got the team with the best record by far right now, without question, is the Padres. Padres looking very good at 11-3. San Francisco's 10-3, and the Dodgers are in third place with 11-4 record. So I think that division gonna be very competitive. Then you got Arizona 7-7. So those four teams are gonna be competing. But the Padres, the Giants, and the Dodgers, those three teams are very competitive. It's connected to each other, man. They need deep in this division. It's very tight division so far on National League West. Let's get to the stats. Right now, George Springer leading the league in hitting 429 for his batting average. That's the best right now in baseball. It's Toronto Blue Jays. Pete Alonso of the Mets is second, hitting 378 with 4 home runs and 18 RBIs. So he's second right now. Those are the top two best hitters as far as batting average is concerned. Fernando Tatis Jr., he's hitting 375. And Wilson, he's third with the Athletics 377. Donovan is 365. Then you look at the home runs, it's a 5-way tie. Mike Trout has 6 home runs, Judge has 6 home runs, Schwarber has 6 home runs, Edman has 6, and Soderstrom has 6 for the Athletics. As far as RBIs, Judge is number 1 in RBIs. In that department, 20 RBIs. Alonso has 18. Hernandez for the Dodgers has 16. Tucker has 16. And Troyer has 16. Tucker and Wilson are tied for hits 2020. Cruz stolen bases got 7. Still Singer and Ray and Banda has the same amount of wins for his pitchers are concerned 3. Swellenbach is number 1 in earned run average, only giving up 0.45 ERA. And Suarez 6 saves. That's the most for the Padres. Yamamoto 28 strikeouts. Quality starts is like a 5-way tie. Eflin, Rubik, Dola, Swellenbach, Parker. Like team stats, look at the team stats. The Padres are number 1 in batting average, 288. Number one in home runs are the Dodgers 29. Cubs 93 RBIs. Padres 134 hits. That's the most right there. Stolen bases. Cubs 25 stolen bases. Dodgers and the Padres for pitching wins, they're tied for 11. Earned run average. Again, this is why that stat that I gave to you about the Mets, 2.41 ERA. I gave you the stat that they started the season. The only Major League Baseball team to start the season without allowing more than 5 runs. This is the reason why, because the pitching of the Mets has been outstanding. They're only giving up 2.4 runs, earned runs, 2.41. So they number 1 right now. They're number 1. They're at the top. So that's why that stat that I gave about the Mets starting the season without giving up more than 5 runs, that's something that no team has been doing. That's a tribute to the pitching, the Mets pitching, their pitching staff. They're doing their job. They're not giving up a whole lot of runs. Now they gave up 6 runs last night to the Flags. But most importantly, they've been doing this consistently. Pitching has been outstanding. That's why they're number 1. That's what's going to get the Mets to where they're trying to go. Is that they need the pitching to be outstanding. Soto got to do this thing. Alonso, Lindor, those guys got to step up and do their thing. If they got the pitching, they're not allowing a whole lot. That's because the pitching staff, the bullpen, whatever it is that's making it happen. Look at the Giants, 2.74 ERA. The Giants are playing well, outstanding, maybe the most surprising team in the league. They're 10-3, and they're one of the best in terms of ERA. The ERA is outstanding. With 2.7 for ERA, they're number 2. So when you win ball games, it's about how you hit and how you pitch. These why the Mets are good, they're in first place because they are pitching well. They're hitting well, but they are pitching well as well. That's the difference. When you look at the Giants, they're hitting well, they're pitching well. They're doing enough. Now they're not in the top 5 for us like batting average, but they're doing it good enough to be where they at. Now they 18th in batting average for us batting average, but they're definitely pitching. They're pitching good. That's why they number 2 in the earned run average department, 2.74. Saves. Dodgers in the Padres tied for 7. It's 7 saves. Strikeouts are tied between Houston Astros and Dodgers. Only 30 strikeouts. Quality starts. 3-way tie between the Cubs, Reds, and Astros. So that's storyline on that. Alright, so that's it for a look at the baseball landscape of things. We move forward in the month of April. Right now it's time to get into some NBA, man. The NBA season ends tomorrow, April the 13th. April the 13th, man. It's a wrap. Now we get ready for the play-in tournament. We get in ready for that. We get ready for the NBA playoffs. In earnest, see who's going to knock off the Celtics and the Celtics VP. That's one of my questions we'll get into. Not right now, but right now, man, what I want to start with is the firing of Michael Malone. What happened, man? What is going on with these coaches getting fired? We know we got Taylor Jenkins getting fired. Now, Denver Nuggets fired the GM, Calvin Booth, and they fired Michael Malone this past week. Crazy. Now, there's a reason why this is happening. This happened. You don't get fired just to get fired. Now, they haven't been playing well of late. They had lost their 4th straight as of since this past Sunday night for the first time since 2023. So there's been some issues going on. Bad defense, stuff like that. There's just something going on. Maybe the voice is just not cutting through with what Mike Malone wanted to do for us, getting his message across. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, he got fired, along with the GM. They have been playing poor basketball since the All-Star break, 12 and 13 since All-Star break. The defense has not been good. Where it be, arguments that going viral, where it be Jokic's frustration at the team's defense, an exchange that was heated between Aaron Gordon and Peyton Watson. Gordon attempts to huddle on the court and Murray ignoring him. The Cold War between Malone, the general manager Calvin Booth, became more toxic for everyone in the organization. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Coaches, the front office staffers, support staff felt to choose sides. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff going on. Why this happened? But this is going to have this thing happen between now and the playoffs. It's just strange. It's a head scratcher because you don't see these coaching firings happen before the season ends. You got the team going into the playoffs. You letting guys go. Letting guys leave, letting the coach go. So that's what took place this past week. As far as that's concerned, it's crazy. You just don't see stuff like that transpire, especially then with a team that won the championship a couple years ago. And there's also like different disagreements with, personnel. By what I see. Calvin Booth, obviously, he got fired. He wanted to do things by drafting, developing young, cost-control players like Christian Braun, Watson, Julian Strother, Zeke Nalji, Jalen Pickett, Michael Malone. His view was the way to do it was to keep much of the core group, like Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Bruce Brown, and Jeff Green. They had won the first title a couple years ago, to slowly bring about those younger players. Malone not only resented that Booth didn't retain those players in free agency, but also wondered whether Booth did so as a way to force him to play the younger players he had drafted. That's what multiple sources said. They just saw the world completely different. That's part of the reason also. So the situation was just unsustainable, the team so said. Coach Malone and Calvin Booth couldn't fix it because they made the situation all about themselves. Also, that was dysfunction. That's obviously the reason why they got fired. But I'm saying just the timing is wrong. To do it when you're about to go into the postseason and try to make a run for a championship. Now you want to make this move right now. So obviously it has to do something to do with Malone and Calvin Booth not agreeing with on the same page about the players. Where Malone wanted players to be, maintained from the team that won it 2 years ago, like Bruce Brown, Jeff Green, Tavis Caldwell Pope. Booth wanted to have the players that he drafted play to be developed and play right now. He wanted them to be playing, but that wasn't the case with Malone. He didn't want that. He wanted players to be retained that was on the team that won the championship 2 years ago. So there's a lot of conflict of interest, a lot of disagreements on that level. So that's what happened. So why these guys got let go. That's what I see. Also, it says that over time, the team says you're one of Calvin's guys. Malone doesn't want you to play. Then Malone doesn't want to play. If you're one of Calvin's guys, Malone doesn't want to play you. The team so said. Then it said over time, players tuned out Michael Malone from the top of the roster down. Those some team sources said. One of the players was miserable. You could see it, the effort would come and go. I just wish it happened sooner. We wouldn't be in this mess. So it got a lot to do with a lot of things, but not just Del Booth and Malone disagreeing on certain players that should be played and whatever. It's the players tuning out Malone. Sometimes you need to have a different voice. I don't know how many years Malone coached this team. I gotta look it up. But Malone was hardly the first veteran supposed to be loved to give big minutes to younger players. Legendary Phil Jackson, the head coach, used to refer to rookies as lower than Pond Stump. Crazy comment. That. So there's a lot of things that led to this fire, but it's just the timing is wrong. Why do it now? So we're gonna see how they handle that situation. Interim coach is now David Adelman. So who knows what his future holds for being with this team forward, but that's one of the reasons why this situation took place, because of that. So that's it, man. As far as that's concerned, that situation. Alright. Let's see, Michael Malone. How many years did he coach? Denver. Coached him for a long time. 10 years, 10 seasons. From 2015 to 2025. So he's been coaching a long time. Long time. It's like 10 years. So he's been there for a long time, so sometimes you need to hear a different voice. But also the situation with the disagreements with Booth and Malone about the players and players that should be played has something to do with it. So that's the thing that stands out. Alright, so that's it for that. Right, let's get into more NBA stuff. As you know, like I said, the season ends tomorrow. Now let's look at what's at stake. Right now, keep your eyes on the Warriors and the Clippers matchup tomorrow, the season finale. That may head on to Stephen Curry a Game 7 vibe to it for a seeding. The winner of this game will secure a spot in the top 6 in the Western Conference in the playoff series. So Clippers are 49-32, Warriors are 48-33. They haven't met since December 27th. Clippers are currently 3-0 during the season, so this game is going to be a very interesting game because it's all about seeding. It's going to be in the top 6. If Golden State loses, they can fall no lower than 7th place or in the play-in spot for loss. Clippers can finish as high as 4th or as low as 7th. So keep your eyes on that matchup. Okay, Jokic wraps up the triple-double average for the season. I don't think he's gonna win. MVP, I think you gotta give it to Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I think you gotta give it to him. You know, we're playing on the best team in the league. I think you gotta go with him. So Nikola Jokic having a great season. They won last night. They won 17-109 against the Memphis Grizzlies. He had 700 assists of the season. So now he's a triple-double extraordinaire for the season, man. He averaged triple-double this year. And the thing about this gentleman is that this is the third player in NBA history to pull off this accomplishment, to average a triple-double. I mean, that's the thing about Westbrook did it, Oscar Robertson did it. Now we got to add Nikola Jokic to the department of guys in the NBA history having a triple-double. The thing that's impressive about Nikola Jokic did it with his size, with his playing the center position. The center position at that size, being able to be all-around player on that level, know how to make teammates around him better, willing passer, can score and definitely can rebound. But the ability to get everybody involved in offense, that's the thing that's refreshing. If you look at these guys, Westbrook and Robertson, they're backcourt guys. They're not front court guys. So he's doing something that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar never did, Bill Russell never did, Will Chamberlain never did, David Robinson, Akeem Olajuwon never did, Moses Malone never did, Parrish never did, Shaq never did, Patrick Ewing never did. Talking about the centers. Willis Reed, go back. They never did this. They never averaged a triple-double during the regular season. And this is the guy, the first center to do it. Not just the first, wait a minute. Where you going about that? Where you apologize? I apologize. Will Chamberlain did average a triple-double. Well, see, sorry about that. My apologies. Will Chamberlain did average a triple-double. But I don't know if he did for the season. Did he do it for the season? Now I see the list here where the most triple doubles in the NBA season. So I might be right about that. Triple Chamberlain never averaged triple double during the season. No, so he didn't. So all the great centers that came before Jokic never averaged a triple double for the whole season. That's why I said right here, Nikola Jokic became the third player in the history to average a triple double for the season. Not only Russell Westbrook and Oscar Robertson. Jokic did it as a center. He's the first center to do that. So I am correct. Chamberlain never averaged a triple double for the season. He had triple doubles. Like I said, he had 31 of them during the 1967, 1968 season. He had 31 triple doubles. But he never averaged a triple double. Never. As a center. This guy did that this year. So that's the thing about Nikola Jokic. He's so special in that way to average a triple double. That's crazy. He had 34 triple doubles this year. So he's doing something that's rarefied air. Also, he needs 47 points in Denver's season finale against Houston tomorrow to push his scoring to 30 points. If that happens, he will be the third 30-point triple-double average in NBA history. Both Westbrook and Robinson did it once. And Jokic is a special player, man. The first center ever to average triple-double. Third player behind Westbrook and Robinson. So, when you look at the NBA for the seeding concern, the Western Conference, obviously Oklahoma City has the number 1 seed. They got that locked down. With the victory tomorrow, they will become the 7th team in NBA history to have at least 68 wins. That won at least 68 games in the season, so see if they can make that run and do that. The Lakers are going to be the 3rd seed. Mr. Ross is going to be the 2 seed. Denver controls destiny. The Nuggets beat the Rockets were locked into the 2 seed. I root for the franchise will end with securing home court advantage in the first round. LA Clippers. Obviously, they got a big game against San Francisco against the Warriors. The win over the Denver loss means the Clippers will be in the 4th spot, and a win and a Denver win means the Clippers will face the Nuggets in the first round. The loss will likely push the Clippers into the play. Minnesota Timberwolves They would have been in the position for a home court advantage had they not given up a 24-point lead in the second half to the Bucks this week. But if Minnesota can beat Utah, they will guarantee a top 6 spot in the West. And thanks to season sweeps over the Nuggets, the Clippers, Minnesota could grab the 4th seed if those teams in front of them lose tomorrow. The Warriors, obviously, they got to win against the Clippers tomorrow. Because if the Warriors and the Bulls win, the Bulls will finish 5th, the Warriors 6th, and the Clippers will be 7th. Virtual head-to-head record between the 3 teams. And then Golden State, thanks to the head-to-head type of the Memphis, can't finish lower than 7th. Ensuring at least a chance to produce the first playing game. Memphis Grizzlies had a chance to create even bigger mess in the stands by defeating Nuggets on Friday night, but that loss means that the Grizzlies, the host Dallas, need to help to get out of the 8th spot. Now Memphis cannot escape the play-in, but the Grizzlies can move into 7th if Minnesota loses to the Celtics winning Jazz. Memphis will either try to go to State, host Minnesota, as the Wolves will finish 8th in that potential 3-way tie. You got the Sacramento Kings and Dallas Mavericks. Mavericks and the Kings enter Sunday tied in the standings. The Kings lost to the Clippers and Mavericks beat the Toronto Raptors on Friday night. The Kings control their destiny, but sweeping the Mavericks in the regular season. They swept them. Sacramento needs a win. By sweeping the Mavericks in the regular season, Sacramento needs a win over Phoenix, where Dallas lost to secure a home game for the 9-10 play-in matchup. Let's look at the Eastern Conference. Everything's like kind of set up like it's supposed to be. There's no drama in that way. You got obviously number 1 seed Cleveland. Boston is number 2. Knicks are 3. Pacers are 4. 5th place is Bucks. The Pistons have the 6th spot. Magic got the 7th spot. Atlanta got the 8th spot. Chicago Bulls got the 9th spot. Atlanta has the 10th spot. Right. Let's scenario with the playoff scenarios. Right, let's get into my question, the NBA playoff preview as we enter in that play-in tournament / NBA playoff season about to get started real soon. I have questions, a lot of questions about what to look forward to in the postseason play to me, my eyes. Number 1, can the Boston Celtics beat? That's the number 1 question. They won a championship last year against Dallas. Can they do it again? They definitely got the talent. They got Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, Holiday, Derek White, Horford, Peyton Pritchard. They definitely beat. They love shooting the 3-point shot. That's what they do. That's their forte. They know how to get it done. They got guys that can break down the defense like Tatum Brown to the basket. You know what I'm saying? To the free throw line, stuff like that. They defend. Can they do it? I think they can. We'll see. Second question is, can the Cleveland Cavaliers duplicate what they did during the regular season by winning, being dominant in the postseason? Results in the NBA championship. They've been dominant. Cleveland and OKC has been the 2 best teams all year, record-wise. They've been dominant, flat out. Number 1 spot all year in each respective conference. But can Cleveland, Donovan Mitchell, and those guys get the job done in the real season games? That's where you're gonna see obviously how good this coach is, Kenny Atkinson, how good this team is as a whole. You're gonna know what Cleveland is really made of once postseason comes. That's what it's about. It's not about what you do in the regular season. No, it's about what you do in the postseason. This is the real deal right now. Can Garland, Mitchell, Strus, Mobley, Allen, DeAndre Hunter come off the bench? They got depth, but can they do it? Really do it? Make it happen this time? Else is gonna be a bust. It's a winning championship or bust if you're a Cleveland Cavalier fan. It's not about just we made to the playoffs. No, you gotta win a championship. That's gotta be on the mind of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Kenny Atkinson, what kind of coach he's gonna be going into the postseason? What kind of coach he's gonna be? decision making he's gonna make, things like that. Y'all's on Cleveland. The other question I have for the postseason is, can the Detroit Pistons make a deep run in the postseason? Because when you look at J.B. Bickerstaff, he definitely deserved the coach of the year. His team won 14 games last year. 14 games. And for them to go to the playoffs is a great improvement. You got obviously Cade Cunningham, Tim Hardaway Jr., Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris has the last laugh. He's an interesting guy because he's with the Sixers over the years, and he didn't do that much in the postseason. Now he's in the postseason with Detroit Pistons. So I think from that perspective, man, Detroit, can they make a run? They're gonna play the Knicks. That's what it looks like. They can beat the Knicks. Knicks don't have a good bench. They can beat the Knicks. They're gonna go in there confident. Detroit. So I think from that standpoint, the Pistons definitely a team that can be very, very dangerous going to the postseason. They're gonna be confident. Confident. That's gonna be the matchup. As you look at it, the Knicks gonna play the Pistons 3 against a 6. Be careful about the Pistons. The Pistons can win that series. They got the momentum. They're playing very well. The Knicks are not good against winning teams. Matter of fact, there's a stat where the Knicks were 0-10 against winning teams this year. So that could be, that might not be no upset if they win that game, win that series. So that's going to be a great series, Detroit versus the Knicks. I think that could be a series that you gotta give Detroit a chance. Knicks are not unbeatable. No, they're not unbeatable. They could be picked off. They're not good against winning teams. This Pistons team's come a long way from winning on a franchise worst 14 game to be in the postseason. To possibly beat the Knicks. I think they can beat the Knicks. Won't come as a surprise. Because again, the Knicks don't play well against winning teams. When you look it up, they played Cleveland last night. And I think they were 0-10, something like that, after they lost last night to Cleveland. Lost 8-1 to, yeah, they 0-8, excuse me, 0-8 against the East top 2 teams. 0-8 against the top 2 teams in East Conference, the Celtics and the Cleveland Cavaliers. I think they're like 0-10 or something against, teams out west that are pretty good. Something like that. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but either way, Knicks could be in trouble when they play Detroit. That's the thing you gotta keep your eyes on. They could lose to Detroit. They're 0-8 against Cleveland and Boston. So keep your eyes on Detroit. They could definitely win that series. That's common sense. They can definitely win that series. It won't come as a surprise. If you look at it with the Knicks, they're 1-3 against Detroit during the regular season. They were 0-4 against Boston, 0-4 against Cleveland. And they have 0 wins against any of the NBA's top 3 seeds if you include the 0-2. They're 0-2 against the Thunder. Yeah, they're bad. So maybe they are 0-10, something like that. They do bad. Against the top 2 teams in the East, Boston and Cleveland. And then you got the Thunder, the top team in the West. You do the math, 4 plus 4, that's 8, plus 2, that's 10. They 0-10. Yeah, they are 0-10. Or they 0-10 against Boston, Cleveland, and OKC. That's the best of the best. Now Detroit, they're gonna come in very confident. Hungry. Has been in the postseason in years, but that franchise, they're gonna be hungry. Yeah, that's 10 losses right there. 10. Win this 0-10. All right, there's a team. Keep going while I close out these questions for the NBA postseason. The Knicks, Will the Knicks avoid a first round exit in the postseason? Why is that? Because they play Detroit. That's a good question. That's a good question. Can they avoid being bounced out by Detroit? That's a good question right there. Possibly they can. Next question is, can Giannis Antetokounmpo and Damian Lillard coexist to make the Milwaukee Bucks championship contenders during the postseason? That's an excellent question because these two guys definitely dynamic in what they can do. What can they do in the postseason? And can they make it happen? Can the Indiana Pacers make it to the NBA Finals? With the guys that they have, can they make it? Can the Orlando Magic make a deep run and become a dark horse in the postseason? Can the Orlando Magic do it? This is another great question. Can the OKC Thunder, Oklahoma City Thunder, in the NBA Finals? That's an excellent question. They've been the best team all year. One of the best teams neck and neck with Cleveland all year. They played hard. They got the MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He should be the MVP this year, not Nikola Jokic. Yes, Nikola Jokic averaged a triple-double. He's the third player ever to average a triple-double behind Oscar Robertson and Russell Westbrook. But I think with the season that the Thunder's had, you got to give it to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's been a leading scorer. He's a scoring machine. He's been a big-time player. Gotta go with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander from the MVP. Next question: will the Houston Rockets be a dangerous team this season? They have number 2 seed. The high expectation. Doug has done a great job with that team. Can they go further in the playoffs? Make a deep run. Keep your eyes on that. Can Luka Doncic, LeBron James, and the Los Angeles Lakers help bring an NBA title to the Western Conference? You know what the Lakers are about? Championships. That's why they made this move for Doncic. It comes to his team to win it all. That's what you gotta do. You wanna make this trade be great and successful. Get rid of Anthony Davis for Doncic. You gotta win a championship. That's what it's about. And obviously this question with the firing of head coach Michael Malone, can the Denver Nuggets make a run to the NBA championship? They got rid of their coach who's been there for 10 seasons. From 2015 to now, that's 10 years. He's out. What David Allen going to do to beat this team? And Nikola Jokic and those guys who have the pedigree to win a championship. Aaron Gordon's of the world, Jamal Murray's of the world, that's Nikola Jokic of the world. Can they bring that experience and bring it to the table? We'll see. Next question: can the Minnesota Timberwolves have what it takes to get to the finals? Can they do it? Can Anthony Edwards lead them? Be that leader? I see other parts guys do their part. Can they do it? Does the Memphis Grizzlies have enough to go farther in the postseason? That's another good question. Can the Golden State Warriors, championship pedigree, be enough for a title run? We look at Curry and Green, especially those guys, and Curry. Can they do it? And finally, the last question is, can the Los Angeles Clippers be trusted to overachieve or disappoint and underachieve? That's a good question because you got Harden, you got Kawhi Leonard. They definitely make a run. They definitely can overachieve. But they capable of underachieving sometimes. You never know with the Clippers. So we'll see about that. So those are my questions that we read, like my NBA preview of the NBA postseason. With those questions. So that's it, man. My time is up. Hope you enjoyed today's show. Be back next week. Get into the postseason, man. Get into the play-in tournament, breakdown, stuff like that. Great to see the season's over with. Or NBA season's gonna end tomorrow. Obviously, that's it. We get into the play-in tournament and the postseason, and see who's gonna win that NBA championship in June. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's all about. Yeah, David Alderman, see what he can do with this team as interim coach, replacing Michael Malone. See what he can do. That's all that matters as far as that's concerned. Alright, so that's it, man. That's it for the show for today. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoy everything I talked about with the Final Four recap for the men's and women's, and also the sports headlines, and I've gotten to UFC fighting schedule. I've gotten to the Major League Baseball recap, as well as the NBA. NBA postseason is coming soon. Play-in tournament is coming soon. The NBA season ends tomorrow, April 13th, and the real season begins this coming week. So that's it for the show. For episode number 404, 404th episode of the Rashad Show live on Gyroscope Radio. Hope you enjoy everything I talked about from top to bottom and all the above. So Ron Williams behind the boards and Rick Stews of Social Fucking Jerseys and Control It. I'm your host, Rashad Mitchell. Until then, talk to you next time, next Saturday afternoon, live on your Gyroscope Radio.